Hey everybody, so I got my braces off. Isn't that so exciting? I had my braces on for 2 years and 1 month, so I had them on for quite a long time. Though in retrospect, I met somebody once that had their braces on for 8 years. Feel grateful that it's not 8 years because that's unfortunate. But anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys about, I guess, an update on my braces experience now that I got my braces off. If you didn't know or haven't seen it already, I have a video up about braces already that I put a year ago, so I'll link that down below in the description box. So this is just going to be an overall thing about my entire braces experience. Now first of all, a little background on my teeth. I had a little bit of an overbite, and I had a gap, and then I had some crooked teeth that, like this one here, one of my canines was like totally like that way. Now another thing about my teeth, which was the main reason why I got braces, was because my jaw is too small for my face. I have TMJ, which is a problem where your jaw kind of like misaligns sometimes. I don't have that very often, but I was told that that could increase when I get older. And also, you know, just my jaw was too small for my face. When I got my wisdom teeth removed, which you should do if they haven't come out yet before you get your braces, the surgeon who took out my wisdom teeth actually told me that I should get jaw surgery. Now, when I spoke to my dentist and my orthodontist about it, they said that that's kind of extreme for my case, that although it would help, braces could help almost the same, if not better. So I got braces mainly for that, and they realigned my teeth in a way that accommodated my jaw better, which I thought was really interesting because I've never heard anybody say that before. So my braces experience in that way may be different than yours. Now, so that's just a background on my teeth. First, before you get your braces on, one thing I would definitely recommend, if your dentist doesn't tell you this, is to take out your wisdom teeth. If they haven't grown in yet, if they're already in and they're totally fine, they're not moving around, they aren't bothering your teeth, then, you know, by all means keep them if your dentist says it's okay. But otherwise, if your wisdom teeth aren't out yet, take them out surgically before you get your braces. Because the thing is that with the braces, how it'll fix your teeth, if you eventually get your wisdom teeth later, it's going to crowd the teeth that is already straightened, and it's going to mess up the work that you just fixed. Now, in general, just talking about my braces, the price of braces, I got metal braces by the way, will vary depending on what orthodontist you go to, what kind of problem you have, and how long you need to keep them in. My braces were a little more than $2,000, but they can be less, they can be more. It really just depends on you individually, so I can't tell you how much your braces are going to cost. And I can't tell you how long you're going to keep them in either, because that really just depends on the problem that you have. But again, I kept mine in for 2 years and 1 month, which I am so grateful that they are gone. Also, one thing to note is that if you can't afford braces right now, a lot of orthodontists have payment plans because you don't have to pay it right away. I paid for everything in monthly installments, so that wasn't a big deal. Now, as for do your braces hurt? They do, but it depends on your pain tolerance and how it works for you. And I'm sorry the lighting keeps changing. I'm outside. I've never filmed outside before, and it's really hot. But how much it hurts really depends on you, what kind of braces you get, how often you get them realigned. I had to go every month for 2 years and 1 month, so that's a lot of orthodontist appointments, to realign my braces and to get like different wires and things like that. Because really what the main thing that braces does is it puts different thickness of wire that pulls your teeth and tugs it in different directions. So that's how it works. So basically when you have braces on, they are constantly pulling or tugging your teeth. So you will have some sort of discomfort, especially in the beginning. Before you get your braces, I would definitely recommend buying a lot of ice cream and soft foods like mashed potatoes or things like that that you can eat a lot of and not get sick of. For me, for the first few days, I pretty much only ate ice cream because I just wasn't used to the pulling on my teeth. So that eventually gets better and you get used to it and it doesn't really hurt anymore. Now, I did have a little bit of discomfort for an hour or two every time I would get my braces adjusted each month, but some people don't have that problem at all, and then some people have it hurt for days. So it really just depends on your pain tolerance and what they have to do to your teeth. So that's just a general overview. Just keep a lot of things around like ice cream, because in the beginning you're definitely going to have some sort of discomfort, but at least in my case it wasn't that bad. I was over it in a couple of days. Now, something that you may get when you have braces is spacers beforehand. I didn't have to do spacers, so I don't know really too much about it, but some people before they get braces have to get something called a spacer, where they kind of like separate and push a certain tooth or something aside to make room for other things. I really don't understand how that works because I never had that, but that could be a concern. One thing that I had to do pretty much the whole 2 years was rubber bands, and they were really frustrating. Basically, you would connect your two teeth areas with rubber bands to keep your mouth from moving as much and to keep it close together. Now, I had to do that pretty much the whole time. Like, they would let me take them off for a while and then they had to put them back on, and it's just something that you need to keep up with, and more explanation will come from your orthodontist. But I found rubber bands to be the most frustrating part. Now, one of the most important things about when you have your braces is that you are going to need to have even better hygiene than you did before. You need to make sure that you brush and floss and use mouthwash and all that stuff more so than you did before, to make sure that your teeth don't change color. Because if you change color, then when they take off your metal brackets, then you are going to have a discolorization where in the middle of your tooth you're going to have like a wider square, and then around it it's going to be a different color. And that is not attractive. Thankfully that did not happen to me because I made sure to be very careful. I actually ended up with whiter teeth than I had when I got in, which I don't even know how that happened. But my teeth are now actually whiter, and I didn't have any weird discolorization. Now, as for my oral hygiene before and after braces, I used to use Oral-B vibrating toothbrushes. I forgot what those were called, but those worked really well. But also, what I switched to recently that I would actually really recommend is an electric toothbrush. Not just one that vibrates with a battery, but an actual electric toothbrush. I got one from Sonicare, and it's called the Diamond Clean. And you just pop this on. It comes with a traveling case. This is my toothbrush that I use now. I used it for the last week and a half before I got my braces off, and then I'm using it now, obviously, and I really wish I had this when I started my braces, because I feel like my teeth would have been much cleaner. It's much easier, it gets off a lot more plaque, and it's just much better for your teeth, in my personal opinion. They are very expensive. I'll link where I got mine on Amazon, but mine was closer to $200. It was definitely over $100. I don't remember the exact amount, but it's definitely a pricey investment. But I feel like that's, like, when I started using it, I couldn't believe that I hadn't used it before. I think it's really helpful, especially if you have braces, and even if you don't have braces, because it really just gets all of your teeth clean. Like, and it's kind of like lazy. You just like push your toothbrush. You don't have to go like, it's good. I like it. Now, one thing that I used pretty much the whole time I was on braces, and that I'm still using, is Crest 3D White Mouthwash. I think this stuff is great, and it is alcohol free. It will definitely help keep your mouth clean and also maintain whiteness. This is the floss that I used when I had my braces. Honestly, I didn't floss as much as I should have. I bought way too many of these things that I didn't use, but it's called Oral-B Super Floss. You can also get generic kinds, or there's something similar called Threader Floss, which is really convenient. It's a kind of floss that's really made for braces, or it has different thickness and, you know, things like that to get in between all of the areas of your braces. I think it's very helpful. Threader floss is definitely something that you're going to need if you're going to floss consistently, and that's something that I would definitely recommend that I didn't keep up with as much as I should have. Now that I don't have braces, I've switched what floss I use because it's just much more convenient and it's less eco-friendly. I have to admit, it's pretty wasteful, but when it comes to my oral hygiene, it's something that I'm very passionate about and that I've tried really hard to, and if it's not convenient for me, I'm not going to use it. So that's kind of the trade-off. You know, my teeth are better, but it's not that good for the environment. But I use DenTek Comfort Clean, and it's basically like a floss pick, so you just like go like this and that, and you don't have to like tie it and go like, I just think it's easier to work with. I would definitely recommend it if you don't have braces. You cannot use this if you have braces. But it's called DenTek. The tooth brace that I used throughout my entire braces experience, again, you don't have to use these exact same products. This is just what I recommend because it's what I used. But here I have Pro Complete Plus Whitening. It's from Costco, the Kirkland brand. It's just really great. It definitely kept my teeth really white, and you can get a big pack and it'll last you over a year. After I got my braces off, I immediately got a whitening kit because I just want to make sure that they look perfect. I mean, after all that work. I've used it once already and I did see a little bit of a difference, but it does take a little bit of a while to build up because it's a 14-day pack. I've used this before I got my braces and I'm using it now and I still like it. It's actually improved a lot since I last used it because it doesn't slip around on your teeth because it's those little sticker kind of things that you put onto your mouth and you're supposed to keep them there for half an hour a day. Now it's Crest 3D White. You can tell I like Crest 3D White. I think it works really well and it's just enamel safe, so you don't have to worry about it eroding your enamel and making your teeth weaker. So those are all the products that I used when I had braces and now that I don't have braces, and everything that I learned from the braces experience. One thing to mention is I don't have my retainer yet. I get my retainer tomorrow, and from the way I understand it, I'm supposed to wear my retainer every night, basically for the rest of my life, to make sure that I don't mess up my braces. But by the time you guys see this video, I'll already have my retainer, so make sure to check out my blog down below because I'll make sure to list how I'm supposed to use it so that you have an idea beforehand. So that was my whole braces experience. One thing I'd like to mention is that having braces as an adult is not easy. It's definitely, if you can get something like Invisalign, I would definitely recommend that over normal metal braces. And I also want to make a note that if someone makes fun of you for having braces, ignore them. They're complete jerks, and they're not worth your time, because I was made fun of a lot for having braces, especially because I'm 22. I know I don't look 22, but I'm actually graduating college soon. And I got made fun of a lot for having braces, mostly on the internet rather than actually at college. At college, nobody cared. But on the internet, I got made fun of a lot for having braces and being 22, which is completely ridiculous because when I was little, they told me I needed braces, but I didn't get it because I was like, no, I'd be too ashamed to have braces when I'm in high school. And that's ridiculous. So as soon as you find out you have braces, really do it as early as you can, because it's just easier that way. And I was really scared of, graduating and still having braces and then having to search for jobs while I have braces on. And that's just kind of an awkward thing. Like, obviously I was a little bit embarrassed of my braces, but more so because of how it aged me and made me look younger. So I didn't want people to see me as being younger. But, overall I did what was best for my health, and that is the most important thing. So if you need to get braces, don't be afraid. It's really not a huge deal, and whatever pain or anything there is or embarrassment, you do get over it, and it is easier over time. So I hope that this video could help you. If you have any specific questions about braces, again, I can't answer things about price or how long you're going to need it, but anything else that you have questions about, feel free to let me know in the comments below so that I can get back to you the best that I can. Make sure to check out RebeccaKelsey.com for more information about everything that I mentioned and links to the products that I mentioned that I use. Bye.